I did, Jesus was standing right behind me. He is standing just like this, head on white.
How did you know he was behind you?
Because
did you
I
sense
turned
it?
around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes,
You turned around and
doorknobs turn, and I thought it was coming through the front door.
Gotcha.
So
I
I
missed
turned
that.
around, and there Jesus was standing, way higher than I was. There's no way he could have been just in our little thing, but he was standing there, and I looked up at him, and he was looking down at me. Never said a word. I don't know why I didn't say anything, but we never said a word. He just looked at me and smiled. His hair was brown. He was dark complected. His hair was to his shoulders, and let me tell you something. I believe, don't know where I got that's what he looked like, but that's how I saw it. The bluest eyes I've ever seen. It was not like he looked at me. It was like he was looking through me. Prettiest eyes, and he just stood there. I would say it didn't happen no longer than probably 10 seconds, 15 seconds maybe. And as soon as he left, I turned around, walked. There was a hall here. My mama's bedroom was there. There was not a hall, but their room was like circular. You could walk in their room and go through the house. But anyway, I walked through her room, and she was in bed, and I said, Mama, did you see Jesus? And she said, honey, your face is glowing. She said, tell me about it. And and I told her, and she said, no, I was sleeping. I think she always regretted that she was sleeping. I really believe she's too. Because the other day when I told her I was going to come back here and see this house, I said, Mama, I just want to go one more time where I know that Jesus visited me. So I know there's nobody could ever tell me if they put a gun to my head and said, Marcia, we're going to kill you if you say you saw it. I'd say, go ahead, because I know.
What was he wearing?
White. He had a white robe, and his hands were just like this. Never saw that. He had a handkerchief in like his hands.
Did he move?
Move? No, he just
stood there.
Just stood there.
And did he have an expression on his face?
Just a smile.
Just a smile.
Just a smile. Just a smile.
Like a smile like you just heard a joke, or a smile like a grin?
No, just a smile like a pleasant smile.
Pleasant smile.
Like he was dissatisfied. He was satisfied. That's what it was more like, just looking at me.
And you said this was for how long? I'm sorry.
I always say it was probably for 10 to 15 seconds.
10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just long. I turned around. I looked at him.
Did he just disappear?
Well, he did, because what happened was I turned this way. I saw him this way. I saw that, and when I got up from my chair, because this was Mama's room, I got up to go tell her, did you see him? And he wasn't there. I went to tell her, did she see him? And she said no, she was sleeping.
Now, did he just come, or did you conjure him up? Like, did you
call
for him?
He just came.
And why did he come to you and not me?
Because I don't know. I've asked that many times. I don't know. I loved him. My mama, when I was born, she did tell my daddy this, and she told me this many times. She said, of all my children, you're going to be the smartest one. And I don't know that, I don't know, but it was just Jesus. I always loved him. I've had 3 dreams of his return, of him coming back. One of the dreams I had when I was here, I was 12 years old, and I dreamed I went to the power lines, and I came back down. And then the other 2 dreams I had that he was coming back, and I was going up. And I did ask Jesus in a prayer. I said, God, why, when I was 12 years old, I just went to the power lines, and I came back down. He said, my coming was not as close. When he comes back, we're going up, and I believe it's soon. But anyway, I don't know. I just always, I don't know. But I loved him. I've always loved him. Even as a little child, when other children was playing, I just prayed.
I really appreciate you sharing that experience. That's pretty amazing.
That is, but you know what? I don't give myself no glory. It was, and I can't explain why. I just know that it happened. I just know that it did happen.
So can I get you for a few more minutes, or do you need to go?
Yeah, no.
So did you grow up with money? Both your parents worked. It was 19. What was it? 19 what?
Mama quit work. Mama quit work.
Why'd she quit?
After she got married.
Okay.
And stayed home with her children. She had Brenda, and then she lost 3 children, and then she had...
Lost them?
She lost 3 children through kidney stones. She's very sick. My mama was sick as long as I can ever remember.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. So she was pregnant 7 times, and 3 of them died in the womb, or...
well, she had one was stillborn. It was born, but she had kidney stones, and they gave her a kidney dye instead of food coloring, and so the kidney dye killed one of them. And it probably killed the other 2. She died from probably kidney stones.
Were you alive when this happened? Did you know what was going on, or were you not here yet?
No, I wasn't here. Okay. My sister, Brenda, was the oldest. She's 6 years older than me. I have a sister that is 2 years older than me. which Brenda's 4 years older than her. And then I have a brother that's 16 months younger than me.
Okay. Okay, I've got
and
two questions.
And the 3 children died between Brenda and my other sister, Deborah.
Gotcha.
The 3 children died.
Okay.
And I was Rh negative. So that could have been. You know, they found out now that Rh negative children, unless they have a shot, they usually die. So it's a miracle of God that my mom has even got the other 3 of us.
When you were growing up, you were rich, poor,
middle class. I'd say middle class.
You were comfortable. You had everything you needed. You have good food on the table. You had clothes. What has your life been financially since then? You said you live in a really big house.
Right.
So you came from this house with for 6 people in it.
6 people in it.
And it's what, 1,500 square feet or something like that. How many square feet is your house now?
About 2,600.
2,600.
Yeah.
So.
And my daddy retired from Lockheed. So that's what took us from here. My daddy retired from Lockheed, or I was working at Lockheed, and he had 80 acres in North Georgia, and so he moved us up there.
And what does your husband do?
He's an insurance adjuster, a catastrophe insurance adjuster.
So he does.
Travel.
He does well.
Does well.
And travels a lot. And you were a banker for.
A total of probably 15 years.
And so you were both. It was a 2-income household, and you had children. Who watched the kids when you worked?
Okay, now when I worked at the bank when we first got married, stayed there for 3 years. I started having children. You know, my children. I had 3 girls in 3 years. So I quit my job, raised them till they were in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Went back to work at the bank,
gotcha.
and I worked there until my daddy and mom got real ill.
Why 3? Why 3 children?
God, because I would have never had them if I'd have never had 3 children in 3 years. I have to say he gave them to me because. I thought I was losing my mind, but I love them, and I just.
But why not 4 or 5? Like, do you believe in birth control?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do believe in birth control?
I do believe in birth
control.
control.
That's not.
You
Wait a second.
You want to hear the true story?
Wait a second. Hold on.
Regular.
I'm gonna call you out real quick.
I know.
Isn't that going against your religion?
No.
Birth control isn't, and I could be mistaken.
No, we don't have it in my church.
I thought birth
go
control
to,
wasn't allowed. Like if you're a devout, that birth control wasn't allowed.
Oh no, there are some that believe that. I know. I'm not even sure about other religions. I just know where I was brought up Pentecostal.
Gotcha.
Okay, that we did not. There was nothing said you had to have so many. Or you couldn't
well,
have so
I
many.
stand corrected.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We
I
never
stand.
did say, but
Right.
God does say this: "Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is His reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. And blessed is the man that hath his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemy in the gate." I believe that if you can have them and keep your sanity, I say have them. Because we do need good children.
Wait, she knows her stuff, huh?
Oh,
can you recite all this?
I believe having children. And let me teach you, I had a coach when my girls were in high school.
You had a what?
A coach.
What kind of coach?
A football coach.
Okay.
That was where my girls were cheerleader, dance line, and homecoming queens. They were beautiful girls. And he looked at me, he said, "Marcia, how did you raise your girls?" And I said, "Well, I raised them for Jesus first." And I used to tell them, "Girls, if you get in a predicament that I don't agree with, or you think you're in trouble, say my mom will kill me." Because I was pretty strict, but I wasn't as hard on as my mama. But anyway, raise them for Jesus. Tell them to live for Him, because He's the one that's going to count in the end. And they were good girls, and they were just, you just have to bring them up.
Right. So tell me, growing up here, what were race relations like?
Okay. We went to Avondale High School. The blacks started moving in to about a year before we moved from here. And my daddy was, and it's his age, I believe, very racist.
Your dad was racist?
My dad was.
If he was religious, how could he be racist?
Well, he was. He was. He wasn't. The black people were so nice to us because we were all black. We were the last white people to move out of this neighborhood.
Really? So did you, before they started moving in, as you put it, had you had any experience with black people?
No.
So it was just first. What were your thoughts about them before Like,
I did not know my dad was racist, and I just did not. And maybe I'm saying the wrong word because he liked black people, but when they started moving in, he didn't like them.
maybe prejudice?
Prejudice, that's a better word.
That a better word?
Prejudice.
So, did you feel racist or prejudiced? Were you uncomfortable? What
No.
was black white talked about within just your family, or was black white talked about with blacks and whites?
I don't think it was talked about that much. It
Just
was
was.
back in I was born in '53, and we moved here from '70, and we started immigrating about '69, '68 when they started going to the school, and so we really just didn't know that much.
Right.
It really was, yeah.
Right. So you didn't go in. You weren't taught
Right.
that blacks were bad,
No,
or,
no.
or and when they arrived
Right.
in your school, it was okay. They were
Right.
like, for